We had a client come in a couple of years ago, and he was probably top 3 severe that I've seen in my life. And you know, when you work in the field and when you stutter, you're involved in a self-help community, you see a wide range of severity, both emotionally and physically. This guy had a lot of uncontrolled severity in both accounts, and no real behavioral technique was going to really give him a lot of relief from the phenomenon. So I tried delayed auditory feedback and frequency altered feedback on him, and it worked really well. And I could see his enjoyment, his relief, you know, his hope. And I told him, this is a fantastic little opportunity. It's a device that's not going to cure you, but for around $5,000, your quality of life just in the daily struggle and your opportunities can jump from there to there. But his mind checked off as soon as I heard the word he heard the word $5,000. And so the cost of entry became a passion of mine, is that relief from a pathology of, you know, that's more or less uncurable shouldn't be left to those that have the available capital. So it became a passion of mine to begin to find alternate methods to reduce the suffering and to make them as cheaply or as widely available as possible. So I went through any number of options, played with the auditory feedback route, visual feedback route, and through a series of opening and closings of doors and windows, which I believe God is in complete control over. We little handed just outside having a Coke and a coffee with Dwight or Waddell, where I just shared the fact that when I feel my own thyroid cartilage vibrate, that alone will reduce stuttering by at least 78%. And for us, it was common sense. Of course it will, because we understand it from the same page. It's a neurological phenomenon. And so his obvious point is, well, why haven't you made a prosthetic out of it? And I thought, okay, you're right. And through a series of events, we got all connected, and the process just came to be.
It's always more fun when you're doing interdisciplinary work. I think people bring things from their own domain that sometimes other people don't think about, or they don't recognize them as important as quickly as maybe the other person might. And this seemed to just come together pretty quickly. One, we all get along so well, we enjoy each other's company, but the need was so apparent, and we kind of stumbled upon an idea coming out of some of the work that Greg had done in the past, and it was really just surprisingly simple this time. And maybe it's the reward for some of the hard work in the past that didn't come to fruition as quickly, or if at all.
It's exciting, and it's very different from the sort of research that I typically do. I mean, I teach this design class. I do certainly know something about electronic design, but it's not what I really do for most of my research. And it's very interesting to get away from my normal research area and be able to do something that's different and involves a group of people. And of course, it's always nice to do something that serves others.
The community here at Ole Miss is as collegial as I've ever seen it on a university campus. And the extended family has just been awesome. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been frustrating at times when we have ideas that don't go as easily as we want, but you know, that's just a part of the development process.
Well, we're not curing anything. We're trying to make somebody's life better. The activity of daily living we'll talk about in movement disorders, and to me that means a particular thing, usually meant walking around or the lack of the ability to walk around, but here it's communicate. And I think until you can't do it, maybe you underestimate how hard it is for some of these kids and adults as well. And if we can just make their day a little bit less demanding, then it's a pretty powerful thing that we're trying to do, and I think we're on the way to doing it.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I know.